All right.
What it do, everybody? Tech File here for you. Getting ready to celebrate the New Year's with a new episode of Tech File, so buckle up. Let's get into it.
Come on now.
Welcome to episode 275 of Technical File, the sports podcast you never knew you needed.
And it's your boy, TIMKINZ, the number 3, a.k.a. Ass Catching, a.k.a. Mr. Give It To Me, 275, god dang.
It's been a lot of these
I
things.
am the RJ.
Only known as.
The RJ.
And I'm Camille, point guard of the crew, the real life Tifa Lockhart, the girl next door. You know, holding it down for all the women who love sports.
And it's your boy K Harris, the gentleman,
The gentleman,
the everyday gentleman,
24/7.
well, better known as K Diddy.
Take that. All right, y'all. Sport fact of the week, what we got?
I don't feel lazy this week. There's going to be a common theme this week. So, December 30th, 1984, LeBron James was born. He's coming up on his 38th birthday on Friday.
Hey,
Boy, I've been saying so many
But he
stats
had
about
38
him.
on Sunday, didn't he?
Yeah.
You said what?
Oh, so
Tell me.
I think he just dropped 38 on Sunday. So 38 ahead of his 38th birthday. It's still not Michael Jordan dropping 40 at 40, but I'm sure he'll
Are
do
they
that
playing on
too.
his birthday? Are they playing on his birthday or no?
That I don't know. Do they have a game on Friday? Laker fans? They don't know.
Don't
All
know.
right.
I don't know.
Y'all that checked out already?
They do.
They might
They
try-
play. They play the Hawks on Friday.
Oh, well, he might play and put on a show for his birthday. That's what I was asking for because I'm like, he was like, hey, shit, let me break another record at 38. Put a 45 on him. So I can see that happening. But for sure, happy birthday, sir.
So that means he's a Capricorn.
Mhm.
That's what season we in now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Y'all say so.
It's very uneasy. These Capricorns are so nuts.
Oh boy. Okay. Are we doing the game that needs a name this week?
Ooh.
How y'all feeling about it? Virtually.
Man,
I'm always down to win a contest.
win the contest. All right, I'm down. I'm with it.
Ken and Tim, y'all do some homework?
Hell no, I'm kidding. Because we still haven't done. Well, shit. Let's go iconic wrestlers then. Not necessarily superstar, but like icons. Like we all pretty much have an idea. Like the Stings, Ricky Steamboats of the world, shit like that.
It got to be something that we can define, Tim.
Yeah, we can. How you define iconic?
Like you might say somebody iconic, I'd be like, that dude ain't iconic.
I don't know.
I mean, we just named wrestlers or wrestlers from WWE or wrestlers that wrestled in WCW. Like, you got to kind of qualify it a little bit.
I was just saying wrestling in general because
I think we've done that one, haven't we? Or did we just do tag teams?
I know we did tag teams.
And we named off pay-per-view titles.
WWE champs too, yeah, and titles, yes, champs, titles.
What was the one we did with Camille wasn't here?
The names of the pay-per-views. Remember Tim said like Undertaker Day or something?
Bro, hey, we ain't talking about all of that. We ain't talking about all of that.
Undertaker Day.
It was either that or like I usually try to stick around something close to like wrestling. I feel like it's kind of easy because it's either that or start naming off like Intercontinental champions or European champions and stuff like that. But whatever. So it's up to y'all. But I throw my bid in. WWE legends. Let's make they are defined already. There we go. They have a whole category and everything.
Do you know them?
I know a couple of them.
Are you gonna be able to fact check this if somebody say somebody that's not a legend?
Let me pull up a roster. Oh no, I can't pull up a roster.
Can we just do wrestlers then? like having the quality.
Or wrestlers? Yeah, let's just do wrestlers.
Let's just do wrestlers.
Take Fall fam like niggas.
Yeah.
Can y'all pick something?
I mean, we do have 3 other people that did homework, so we could find out something.
You mean 2 others?
I'm just saying, niggas got opinions.
No, I'm cool with the rest. We can do wrestlers. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. It's Tim's category, so he can kick it off.
The Rock.
I guess
Wait, who's going after? What's the order?
Just go take order.
Okay.
Yeah. Everyone we're in that order, kind of like that.
You said The Rock,
Yeah, I said The Rock.
Undertaker,
Goldberg.
Shawn Michaels.
Stone Cold.
Bret Hart,
Hardcore Holly.
Kevin Nash.
Kane.
Owen Hart,
Scott Hall.
Sting.
Molly Holly.
Brian Pillman,
Scott Steiner.
Cody Rhodes.
CM Punk.
Jim the Anvil Neidhart,
Goldust.
Damn.
Right, with the names in his mouth.
Mick Foley.
Jeff Hardy.
The Godfather,
Dude Love.
Ooh.
Kane.
Cactus Jack.
D'Lo Brown,
Farouk.
For Kenny Omega.
Mankind.
Was he in WWE at any point?
we ain't say
Kenny
WWE,
Omega?
we just said wrestlers.
Oh,
He just said wrestling.
Who did you say, Tim?
Did he say Kenny Omega?
he did.
Mhm.
Oh, you did say just wrestlers. Never mind.
Who did
Matt
you
Hardy.
say, Tim?
No, I
Jeff-
was saying Matt Hardy, but I was trying to check to see. We never said WWE. We just said wrestlers.
Jeff Hardy.
I already did Jeff Hardy. You out.
All right.
There's a mouth.
Daddy Ass.
Ah,
Scissor.
Shit. Rick Steiner. Scissor me,
Scott
bro.
Steiner.
I said Scott Steiner.
Oh, you did? God damn.
I said Scott Steiner. Yeah, you just said Rick,
Yeah, I
though,
said
right?
Scott too, and he said Rick. Yeah, I'm out.
American Dream.
Ooh.
Come on.
Kenny dreaming for real. You won, Camille. Brown.
I don't know who the fuck. American Dream for some reason threw me all the way off. I have no
I
reason
thought
why.
Daddy Ass
I
would be the one to throw you off, and just went off the giggles alone, but
don't know why.
it didn't go that way. It didn't go that way.
Oh, good. Camille's a champ this week. Congratulations, man.
Thank you. So before we get into the topics of the week, I do just want to remind y'all, as you can hear, we're recording the episode right now live on our YouTube page. We do that every Tuesday around 6:30, 6:45-ish. So the best way for you to be able to join that is to make sure that you are subscribed to our YouTube. Make sure you hit the notification bell so that you will get alerted whenever we go live. And then you can join the show, be part of the show, and just kick it with us. We love when we have y'all in here because it feels like it just adds so much more to what we're doing. So shout out to everybody who joins the show live on Tuesdays. And of course, I'm encouraging everyone hearing my voice to join in on Tuesdays live when we do the show. And as another reminder, make sure that you get your Tech File merch. You can get that link through our Linktree link. It's wherever, like our Instagram, our Facebook, our Twitter, that link is embedded in everything that we do there, even in all of our descriptions for our shows. So make sure you check it out, get you some Tech File gear, and spread some joy in that way. Get somebody else some Tech File gear too while you at it.
Tech File is here.
And I think I mentioned this earlier, but yeah, we're celebrating New Year's this upcoming weekend here. So that means it's a holiday episode for us. How that differs from our regular show is that instead of me running point for majority of the show, we're going to be doing things popcorn style in tech order. So Tim, Eric, myself, and then Ken picking topics, and we just going to go for there. These shows tend to be a little bit more relaxed than our normal show, a little bit more jokes. We might vamp a little bit more, get off topic a little bit more, but it's always a good time. So buckle up. And let's get into the topics of the week. All right.
Okay. So if I'm up first,
Yes, sir.
we'll start off with a little bit of football. I ain't gonna go through the games, but we'll talk about a record broken by Justin Jefferson. My man broke Randy Moss's receiving record.
That's where you want to start.
Yeah, because we can segue wherever we want to go. I'm just saying. But I'll say congrats to Justin because Randy Moss, as we were talking about legends earlier, is an NFL legend. And for him to have broken a record by that man is a crazy accomplishment. So congratulations to him. He's the only Viking that I actually do like. I don't like any other Vikings. It's only because I wanted him on our team from the jump, and I liked him in college. But congrats, JJ. Hope we can kick that ass on Sunday. I appreciate that.
Eric.
Okay. I guess we can just go through the games. So Thursday night football is Cowboys and Titans.
Let's see here. As we're doing this, I do want to just say to those who are in our pick and pool, now is the time for you to pull out your apps and make your picks for this upcoming week of the game as well.
That's all you wrong.
So Thursday night football, I'm going with the Cowboys. Titans ain't gonna have Ryan Tannehill, so I don't trust Malik Willis in his place. I'm going Dallas.
Oh dang! I mean, I got a black quarterback.
Yep,
I go with the Titans.
I mean, Dak is on the Cowboys.
Gotta go with the Titans.
All right.
Fair enough.
Ken?
I'm going Cowboys.
Seems like a bit of easy money there.
Did you pick somebody?
Who, me?
Everybody else with the Cowboys.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
said Cowboys.
No, I ain't here too. Cardinals and Falcons on Sunday.
Falcons.
I'm going Falcons too.
As
Shout out
a-
to JJ Watt. I would hope that he could win his last 2 games before he retires, but I don't see that happening here.
Yeah, I got Atlanta.
Okay, so that's Atlanta across the board.
It's
Can your Bears go and take on the Lions?
Oh goodness.
And the Lions got to win. So
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
I'll be cheering for Chicago.
Hey,
Damn.
I mean, like
Yeah,
we don't necessarily need the Lions to lose in order to make the playoffs since we play Detroit next week. But just for some breathing room here.
Just a little bit of just a little space. Can y'all do something good for once? Damn.
I feel like whenever I have to root for Chicago on behalf of Green Bay, it never goes well.
That's why I'm not rooting for these motherfuckers.
But don't
Because we don't
tie
need
shit.
them here. So it's like, if you wanted to pick Detroit, you could. It doesn't change things. The Washington football team is a team that we need to lose to make the playoffs. So
Just one more, L, and we good.
and they play the Browns, so I can't, in good conscience.
It's possible. Yeah.
no,
But it's
I'm
possible
picking
that
Brown. But we'll get there when we get there. I'm going to Chicago this week.
Everybody pick.
Yeah, I said tie them motherfuckers. I ain't picking neither one of them.
That don't count for the ESPN pick and pull. Which one are you picking, fam?
Man, I skip it and lose a point.
No, you did this before. You know that they won't let you say. That's probably why you don't stuff don't be saving.
Fuck, I'm gonna go. Hey, the Bears.
Do it.
He did.
Do it.
Broncos, Chiefs. Easy money. This is my highest
Yeah.
confidence.
Right. Yeah,
He's
no.
on bad in Denver
Chiefs.
in a hurry.
Yeah, Kansas City.
Including firing their head coach, which is like 12 weeks too late.
Is it?
I mean, he showed from jump that he wasn't
He
cut
had
out
no
for his
clue.
job. Like,
They were
Yeah,
two.
no
I would say
clue
that's
what he was
like week 3 or 4. I'm like, I don't know.
was
Dwayne,
2-2 at one point.
well, hold on real quick. Dwayne in the comments said that his wife said when Camille bets against us, we win in regards to the Lions. Clearly not, because whenever I pick y'all lose too. So
Somebody lying.
Clearly.
that's not on me. That's on Detroit. Don't blame they all incompetence on me.
Right. That even if that was just this year, what you got to say about the last decade?
Right.
You know, if this was any other team, or you know, I wouldn't mind betting for Detroit, but we need y'all to lose a little bit. We don't need y'all to lose, but it wouldn't hurt. So otherwise, I you know, I fuck with Detroit, man. I fuck with what he doing in their offense over there. I was talking about that weeks ago.
Detroit should win this game. But I'm not picking
Shit,
Detroit.
if I was a Bears fan, I'd be rooting for the Lions too. Where were we at?
Next
Oh,
game.
we talking about Chiefs and Broncos. Everybody pick that? I'm assuming
Yeah,
Chiefs.
we done talking about them.
Okay.
Chiefs.
Let me ask y'all real quick though. How do y'all feel about first year head coaches getting fired in their first year?
That's not fair.
Do you think it was fair for Nathaniel Hackett?
No. Not
I
at all.
think that teams have more information than we do as a public, and like there are certain, like not all failed first year head coaches are created equally. So it's like clearly Dan Campbell came in and like changed the culture, and it didn't translate to wins right away, but he was building something, and it's like, okay, like we like what we see. There's progress being made. He's changed what happened prior to. Which, you know, to be fair, if they hadn't fired Jim Caldwell, maybe that didn't happen in the first place, but they did. So be it. Whereas, like, sometimes they come in and it's like, it's a shit show, like, all around. Like, Urban Meyer, like, yeah, he should have been fired, like, off the rip because he didn't have the confidence of the team. Like, he was doing shady shit on the side. He was kicking his kicker. Like, you know, like, there are other things that play into it, as opposed to just like their record. So like if it was just because they're 3-12 or whatever they are, like no, I don't think that's fair. But if it's other things that are showing you like his decision making is bad, his game management is bad, the way that he talks to the players is bad, whatever it is that they see that doesn't hit their benchmarks, like I think it's fair enough. Like you don't want to keep going down a bad road just to be like, okay, well we need to see what we need to see. Like as a fan, I think you can say that, but like as an organization, like they have way more information to work with than we do.
I hear you on people that blatantly display like the Urban Meyer situation and shit like that. Like I understand that, but Hackett got handed a quarterback who was expected to be able to at least do something in the offense that has done nothing.
But I don't think that it's necessarily all because like Russ failed as a quarterback this year.
not.
Like if you look at the way that that team interacts on the sideline, like how many blowups have they had? Like you have people blatantly disrespecting both the coaching staff and the quarterback. Like it's a bad situation all around. It's like if you can't even get like if you're losing, that's one thing, but if you lost the team, like that's another thing, and that means that you need to make a change probably.
And according to the reports that came out, that was the deciding factor, was that he lost the pulse of the team. And they were pointing to the fact that if you look on the sidelines, you see the team arguing like every game. Like, come on, man. Like, we know dust-ups and stuff happen, but it was getting a little too frequent. And the game that has been going around, I see Tenzi in the comments mention kicking that 64-yard field goal was the smartest thing Hackett ever did. That clip that's going around from the Manning cast when it was Peyton Eli and Shannon Sharp watching the game, and it's like, your management of the game is terrible right now. Why are we wasting 30 seconds here at the end of the game when you could have did something here, but now we're just gonna kick a field? Like, what's going on here? Like, and then he had to he put someone else in position of power to be the time management guy because he couldn't do it himself. Like,
and that guy's now the coach.
Yep.
So I'm like, the time management guy is now the coach.
Jerry Rosberg, I believe.
And like we don't have to necessarily get into this, but like that brings up a good point. Like for me, it's like what exactly does a head coach actually do on game day? Like what are they actually in charge of? Like because it seems it's way too many moving parts for them to be like, okay, send this guy in, send that guy in, bitch this guy, do this package, do this. Like it seems like a lot of stuff gets delegated to different position groups. Like. So I don't like besides time management, like I really don't know what else like they're doing stuff. Like I'm not saying that they're not, but I just don't know like all of the game day
I would say
responsibilities of a head coach. Like I
I
don't
know
know
it's
that.
different for every team too, but
Yeah, that's what I thought was different for everybody.
yeah, I would like if you're the offensive play caller, you don't give it. You care about the defense, but you let the coordinator and all the defensive coaches make the stuff, like the play calls, things like that. And you do still have the final say so at the end of the day. So whatever defensive play is called, maybe you want to change that, or whatever offensive play is called, because you hear it all. Like they say that you hear it all through the mics and stuff like that on both ends of it. So as a coach, you got your offensive play caller, for example, who may not call your plays, but your passing game coordinator to give you a whole sheet of all the passing plays we go run this game. Then your run game coordinator give you a sheet of all the run plays we go run this game, and any of the audibles that we may make. So then each team has. So the coach got the whole. That's why they got them big ass cards. So the coach has got all the shit on the cards. It's just what you want to do now. You
Hey,
wanna,
Mark is,
all right, all this.
not to cut you off, I'm sorry. Mark is in the comments doing his conspiracy, brother, saying that he's going to die on the hill that Hackett was hired by Denver just to lure Aaron Rodgers there.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
You're probably right.
I'm with you on that.
Didn't work.
It was in the bag probably. They thought it was a done damn deal.
It didn't work. They got Russ instead. And for years on this podcast, Ken would go on talking about how cold Russ is. And Russ so cold. And Russ is so... Yeah, don't look around now. Your boy, Russell Wilson, so cold. This year, he has been lukewarm Russ. He has been room temperature Russ. But the GM said that the coaching change wasn't all about Russ being lukewarm. You know, we need him to be better, but we think he can be fixed.
He just had a rough year. He's a rookie. This is his first year in the system.
Yeah, man.
As we
Can't get no worse, man. Can't get worse.
We fired the offensive coordinator who was the head coach.
Man, it's been tough. It's been tough for Denver.
I don't know. Like I had to admit, like when I watched the last game and I'm watching Russ, I'm like, dog, Russ is garbage, bro.
Oh, no, he
like,
throwing the
what is going on? Like we in a multiverse or something right now, bro. Like it's like unbelievable that my man is this bad, bro. Like
Variant Russ.
It's the real Russ, man.
She said Fred Ho in the comments just had to say, "Let's ride."
That's terrible.
Let's ride.
I feel
Mark
like
said Russ is cooked. Let's see.
I think there's 3 franchises that just suffer from quarterback. That comes to mind. Outside of Manning getting Denver their trophy, I don't think Denver really has had a good quarterback since Elway.
I mean, that's a pretty big aside, fam.
That's what I'm saying. Like Denver, Cleveland, and the Colts. Like they can't never get a fucking quarterback.
Don't do Tim Tebow like that.
Also,
Tebow had a season
Winner, bro.
and a playoff win.
Hey, Tebow was a winner, bro. That guy was a
Who's
winner.
disrespected that man? And I like Tebow.
You said they haven't had a good quarterback since Elway, fam. Tebow was out here Tebowing and
I fucked with Tebow and
He's a winner,
him
bro.
out here on Mr. Allison it up.
Mark, why are
Hey,
you
they
going
did
in on
look
Russ
the
right now?
statue of Tebow on the outside, bro. What you mean?
Did
He's
he
gonna
say
get
Mark
attacked,
Hill's
bro.
bathrooms in the house?
Mark is in the comments going in on
Hey,
on
what?
Russell.
this man
Jake
said
Plummer
Russ
was
finally
cool
has the same
for a
amount of
couple years.
touchdowns as bathrooms in his house.
No, I'm not listening to Tebow. Joey. I can't do it, bro. I fucked with Tebow. I fucked with Tebow. And I fucked
Tebow
with Jake
a
Plummer.
legend, bro.
Jake Plummer was my dude.
And Jay
Jake
Cutler was
Plummer-
good there.
Jay
Huh?
Cutler was good in Denver.
Jay Cutler had an MVP season before he left.
Who?
He didn't win MVP. He had MVP
You
stats.
would say that about Jay.
He did have MVP stats. Look at what him and Brandon Marshall did this
No,
season.
you
Brandon
know
Marshall had an MVP season.
No, you were him and Marshall were a good comp. They were a good pair.
Brandon Marshall had a good season. But that ain't give no, Jay ain't hell no. No, I did fuck with Jay.
We've had this
I
conversation.
fuck with
We
Jay
gotta
Denver.
rehash it.
I don't know how we
Cutler's
turned like the
really
worst
bad.
game of the week into like a 10-minute conversation, but
About Denver, I fucked with him.
Yeah,
He's a big Denver fan.
let's move on. Cutler was cold in Denver. Thank you, Dwayne.
Color was nice in Denver.
He was.
Jake Plummer still weed now, right?
Mhm.
Huh?
Jake Plummer still weed now, right?
Yes.
Does
I've seen that.
Pretty sure.
Bro, I sent you something. I sent you like a screenshot or something. This man, he looked stressed the fuck out. And like his cover photo, he looked like he was strong the fuck out. When Jake Plummer was they had a whole
I'm pretty sure I saw a picture of him look like homeless.
no?
Yeah, he
Jake
looked-
Plummer is now a mushroom farmer in Colorado.
and he looked like he was on that shit, that picture.
go to the next game, please.
Next game is Dolphins and Patriots. I'm gonna go with the Tua got another concussion, so
Yeah. Which sucks.
the quarterback is Mac Jones. So
I mean, the Patriots' run defense is like top 3 in the league. So like they ain't really letting nobody run on them like that. They got Jackson is done for the year, I think.
Miami don't really run. Like Miami's more of a
right.
pass first team as it is. So I actually don't. This is the toss up for me. If Tua is not playing,
You got Teddy.
if Tua is not playing, I'm gonna go with the Patriots. If Tua does play, I'm going with the Dolphins.
I think either way, I'm gonna go with the Dolphins. Like Mac Jones, like I think it's time to move on already. Like I don't think that got it. I think did he get fined for that low blow?
Yes. That block?
Yeah.
I think he did. I'm almost sure he did. I think it was like 45,000 or something like that.
I mean, it's not important. I was just saying, like he got reprimanded for that block the week after he got trucked. So it went from bad to worse for him. You tried to correct and over.
Him getting trucked was hilarious. I thought that was the funniest shit in the world, bro. I'm so sad I missed that one. That shit was hilarious to me.
Yeah. Everybody picked this game. I want to mention.
Yeah, I'm on Dolphins.
It depends on who's starting.
I'm gonna go with the Patriots. I'm gonna go with the Pats.
And I got the Dolphins. Colts and Giants. Giants.
Boy, I wish the Colts could, but yeah, the Giants.
This is gonna be that damn game that Ryan said that Nick Foles is playing now. I'm gonna go with the Giants.
Matt Ryan got to be just upset at the way that his season has. First, I'm here to start. Then y'all bench me and y'all say I'm probably not gonna play no more. Then we get a new coach who ain't never coached before, and then he makes him start. And now he got benched again by the coach who ain't never coached before. After he blew the biggest lead in NFL regular season history while being the record holder for blowing the biggest lead in the playoffs. So like it's just been a tough season for Matt Ryan.
Hey, you got benched by 2 different coaches, and one of them can't even coach. It says a lot about you. It says a lot about you.
Only other player quarterback that's been benched twice this season is old boy in the Jets, Zach Wilson.
Oh, Zach Wilson. Oh, he done. Zach sucks.
You don't want to be mentioned with
I don't
Zach
know what
Wilson at this point.
He's too busy out chasing cougars.
Somebody
Yeah,
pointed out that the Jets are literally just a quarterback away, but they've blown 2 top 2 picks in the last 5 years on quarterbacks.
Mike White up here slinging 300-yard games back to back and shit, making your first round pick finally look like a legit receiver and shit. Corey Davis is looking like a legit receiver. Like offense humming. Mike White.
The Jets' offense fell apart when they lost Breece Hall.
Run back.
Yeah,
Breece Hall. Well, it was more so. I'll give it.
no,
Wilson
that's when
to
everything
coach.
tanked. So when he
They're
got
rolling.
injured, it tanked.
Where we at? Saints and Eagles.
Eagles.
Yeah, Philly.
Minshew maybe.
Even if it is Minshew, I'm going with the Eagles.
Yeah. They got a Minshew set up over there. He put up 34 on Dallas.
Hey, why is Mark ripping everybody in the comments this week?
No,
He said
he ain't got
Zach
the
Wilson
arm,
is
bro.
warming Jamarcus Russell.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
call him
man.
to say he got the arm, bro. Like, at least we knew Jamarcus throw 70. Goddamn.
Yeah.
Zach Wilson quick.
Mark came in hot, boy.
It's your cornflakes this morning.
Hey, oh what? This nigga Dane Cook out here and shit.
Son, I used to love Dan Cook.
I fuck with his movies.
I thought he was so funny.
Them like
You
Chuck
are
on my
like the
face.
person on the internet to ever admit that.
People
They
what?
act like he didn't have sold out shows for like. Go ahead, try to rewrite history if y'all want.
Yeah,
to.
I'm not
Dan
saying,
Cook
I'm
never
just saying
won.
that's the discourse. That's like nobody likes Nickelback, but they're like the highest selling rock band of the century. Like
I also like Nickelback. Come at me if you want to. Y'all can act like photograph.
Wow.
Like
One
y'all
of the best
will.
kickers on our kickball team play Photograph was walk-up song.
That's kind of strange,
We're
but
pissing people off.
I do like the song. At least play like Hero when you walking up or some only a
Yeah,
hero.
he was playing some Shania Twain. He played Nickelback. He played all kind of shit, and he be booming that bitch. He's our soccer player. Kicking the shit out of that ball to some lowest fool in the draft. Every time they were like, seriously, bro?
I'm a fan.
I think we all picked Eagles, right?
Yep.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
Panthers and Buccaneers.
This is going to be a good game here.
I'm gonna go with Carolina.
I think Carolina going to take that division. I'm going Carolina.
Who they starting
I'm
at
going
quarterback?
Buccaneers.
Who in Carolina?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Former Jet.
Cam Darnold.
Donald.
I believe it was Donald on Sunday.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah, looks like it. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Like Tampa Bay has the garbage. Like I don't know what happened. Was that Sunday night when they played? I just know they kind of
I think
skated by the skin of their teeth against a not good team.
Chin.
I'm going with Panthers too. Browns and Commanders. I know who we need to win, but I'm picking Commanders.
Oh, I'm picking.
Yeah.
I'm picking the Browns.
They just went with Nick. No, not Nick Foles. They just changed quarterbacks too. Carson Wentz is the quarterback.
Yep.
Which means Jahan Dotson go get his money, but nobody else really. Carson Wentz don't really spread. I guess he used to spread it.
He gonna be running for his life.
Huh?
He gonna be spending Sunday running for his life. Carson Wentz against that.
That's what I'm thinking.
Cleveland.
Like the Browns' defense, though, I think Myles Garrett's supposed to come back this Sunday too, because he's been out. But I think Garrett comes back, and if that's the case, they really go be on his ass.
Do you need time to think? Should we come back?
You on Cleveland?
I'm
Who'd you pick?
I'm going Commanders though. I think that's
Boo!
Jaguars, Texans.
I'm going Jaguars.
Oh yeah, they going to the
Texas, man.
bro. Jacksonville. What you talking about?
Yeah, they gonna win. Yeah, they
Hey
number
man,
one.
love you need to win, man.
I believe they just got to win out.
They just won last week.
They first in the
You
AFC
need more,
South
bro.
right now.
We only got two.
Mahomes just went out, bro, and we good.
Oh, you want to say the Bears can move in the first pick?
Mm-hmm.
Love you.
I'm all good.
Yeah, I'm going Jacksonville.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
What used to be the battle of the Bay, 49ers and Raiders.
49ers.
I'm on San Francisco.
Niners. Like, oh, that's gonna be. I don't know what's more of a gimme, the Kansas City game or this one.
They Kansas.
Kansas City. It's Kansas City. That is the answer.
Jets, Seahawks.
Jets.
I'm gonna go with the Jets.
Seahawks got a black quarterback, so that's the team for me.
They got Mike White back, so I want to say the Jets. I saw
Mike
Dwayne's
White.
comment earlier about him liking Mike White.
Yeah.
He's the
Mike
best
put up
option to
numbers.
have. He's the best option to have. I'm going with the Jets as well.
I'll pick a white man named White. He's a black quarterback.
Yeah.
Vikings and Packers. Green Bay all the way.
Green Bay, of course. Dwayne, stay out of this.
Now let me just say this about the Vikings this season. I've said it from the beginning of the year. I thought the Vikings were going to be a playoff team. They have won the NFC North. They have exceeded my expectations this season. This is a team that has been on the good side of luck. Fortune has been on the Viking side. They have won at double-digit games by one score. And I think it was last year they were losing a lot of those games. This year they're winning them. When we went to Minnesota, the Packers, to start off the season, got smacked.
Destroyed.
The question is now, are the Packers actually building momentum at the right time? Are they figuring things out?
I think they are.
Or is this all an illusion?
I think our coaching staff has realized that running the ball actually helps us win games.
No, you can't say that.
Yeah.
They didn't do that. last
They said what?
They didn't run the ball like
because they
did.
did not do that.
So like that ain't it.
I feel you, but during this winning streak, we've run the ball really well. So we just talk about, are we hot? Against Minnesota, we can run the ball. We've also
Minnesota
been
ain't
able
got no
to.
defense. Like, respectfully,
They really don't.
respectfully.
They really don't. Which is why I don't trust them. I've said it all season. I don't trust them. And the games that they're winning have only amplified the fact that I don't trust them.
Dwayne's in the comments talking that Vikings talk. It's going to be a shame when Minnesota cuts that playoff run short. I call illusion. Tua gift wrap 3 balls for y'all last game. Tua gift wrap 1. One he just overthrew. The other he got baited, and the other was just a good interception.
Yeah, he turned over. He saw that motherfucker. He
Also was playing the second half, possibly with a concussion.
Definitely.
But
we know Kirk will give us the ball though. We know that. No, keep playing, keep talking. Kirk ain't too far. He's a better Jay Cutler on the Bears.
Come on, bro.
I would rather have Chicago Jay Cutler than Minnesota Kirk Cousins.
Hey, burr.
Word.
And it's gunslinger mentality there. It's because like
Kirk knows who to hit when he needs
that
to.
thing.
I feel
But
like
Kirk be looking. I mean, I don't like those options. I'm mad I even go there. Jay Cutler or Kirk Cousins, but you give me Jay Cutler. Maybe because I grew up watching Brett Favre. I'm used to a quarterback being able to win or lose a game for you.
I mean, with Jay, it was more lost.
Cousins is having a pretty decent year, bro. Thanks to JJ, you know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be a fun game. It really is, and I feel like our defense is slow. They getting us in there. They figuring it out. I feel like they figured it out, and I'm just hoping it is. And we're gonna carry this momentum over. That's all. Keyshawn Nixon or Dixon,
if he plays.
Dixon. My man's he be moving and grooving, bro.
If
That
he plays.
motherfucker.
They had that man on the roster the entire year, and they were still trotting out Amari Rodgers for half the season. Like
Which is funny.
that's a failure of coaching. Like, and we were, and that's not anything new. Like we've been saying it all season. It's like at a certain point, like you can't keep running that man out here. And the fact that you had like such a superior option on your bench the entire time, like makes it even worse.
Yeah, and Matt LaFleur even called that out. He was like, I know there's gonna be some people making that point. He's like, we honestly just didn't know what we had with him.
Bullshit. I call bullshit because the week before he actually took over as the full-time starter, there was a game gap where he was returning kicks, and then the next week they threw Amari Rodgers back out there. And then Amari was gone the following week after he fumbled again, and then it was him for the rest of the way. But there was a gap where they played him, and they had him return a kick, and he returned it like 30, 40 yards.
Yeah, but the next week, as you mentioned, like Amari was gone. Like I think he spent like the first few. Like the reason that Amari had the starting is that he said we didn't know exactly what we had with Nixon at the beginning of the year, and Nixon wasn't in and out the lineup at the beginning of the year. He did come in that one game after Amari fumbled again, and then but when Nixon caught his first return, I was nervous because I ain't never seen the kick returner catch a kick with his hand straight up in the ball. I was like, yo,
he took off. Hey, bro.
No, he didn't take off. He caught it, but it was just like the weirdest catch I've ever seen from a punt returner. I was like, what are we
Got it
doing?
like a pass.
He caught it like a pass. He caught it in front of him out like this. I said, what are you doing? Your body, sir, your body.
Meanwhile, Amari Rodgers now looking like I said it. I said he's not a special teamer, but he's a good receiver.
I think we all said that. We were like, don't put him out there for that, but see what he can do off the line of scrimmage. But alas, they said we're just gonna
get rid of him completely. Like he has no use for us. Like, bro, we could use another receiver. Goddamn.
I think it's in part. I mean, we don't have to spend too much more time on this. We have other things to talk about. But even when they asked Aaron Rodgers about Amari, he just said like he's just a returner. Like he didn't see anything from him as a wide receiver. So if Aaron Rodgers ain't seeing it,
I was gonna say like that's the thing. Like he, obviously Rodgers has to have trust in the receiver. So like if you don't see him as a receiver, regardless of what latent talent he has that's being hidden, like it's not gonna come to fruition here. At least as long as Rodgers is the quarterback. Yeah, because like they were down to like no wide receivers and they still wouldn't throw him out there on offense. So
just languishing.
Yeah. Rams and Chargers.
Chargers.
Fun fact: this game was supposed to be Sunday Night Football, but they got flexed out. Thank you.
well said. They replaced it with Ravens Steelers, which I mean,
That's a better game than
They're playoff.
Rams.
They're both
Personally.
playoff teams.
I know, but still, like, and then like
And it's a rivalry game. NFC, AFC North. Yeah. Get the Rams out of here. Bye, bro.
No, I would assume like all the better games were like protected by their networks. So,
Probably.
probably the best of the bad options. Who y'all got though?
It's gonna be a banger, bro.
Give me the
If,
Chargers.
Chargers.
Yeah, Chargers.
Okay. Then Sunday Night Football, Steelers and Ravens.
Ravens.
Give me Ravens if Lamar's back. If not, then I'll take Pittsburgh.
You know what? Same.
But I
Pittsburgh is
think
a team that's been coming on strong. They've just been
they've been getting healthier.
they've been figuring out ways to win games. I'll put it like that for Pittsburgh.
Plus, I think Tomlin still hasn't missed the playoffs yet, right?
No, I think it was Tomlin hasn't had a losing season. It's his ongoing thing at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think they made the playoffs last year.
I don't think so. But
And then Monday Night Football, shit might be the game of the week. Bills and Bengals.
give me Cincinnati at home.
Ooh, that's gonna be a good
Dang.
game.
This is
I'm
a
going
tough one. I like Joe, man.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's gonna be a game. That's a game.
Yeah, that game will be lit.
Who y'all got though? I know Camille said
I'm going
Bengals.
Bills, bro. I'm going Bills.
Yeah, I said the Bills too.
Okay. So we split on that. All right. Enter in your tiebreaker, total points scored in Monday Night Football game, and save your picks. I guess we didn't do the scoreboard. Who won last week?
You got it up?
I'm trying to find it. Okay, I moved in sixth place overall. Last week, I came in third. So the mayor came in first.
Hey,
Elliot came in second, and I came in third. So it was 110, 109, 108 in the top three finishes.
okay.
Congratulations. And just to clean some things up. Yeah, we're correct. Tomlin's record is not losing. He got 15 straight. He beat Marty Schottenheimer record, but they did make the playoffs last year.
Okay.
Who knew?
Let's do our NBA check-in. Let's do our 4 things here.
Who want to lead things off?
Oh, let me lead here. So I do want to say before I even get into my point, because it is relative, I want to say shout out to Eric Nang from The Athletic, shout out to Frank Madden, shout out to Justin Garcia. We got a chance to meet up together while Frank was in town, chopping about the Bucks a little bit and have some Rocky Rococo. So
Yeah.
shout out to them. Shout out to them. But I want to talk about the Bucks. Since this is a rough road trip the Bucks have been on here, they've gotten smacked by Memphis. They've gotten beat up by Cleveland. They got slapped on national TV against the Celtics. We got Chicago tomorrow. Bucks Twitter has been aflames. And there is a subset of Bucks Twitter that feels as if this team ain't it. They ain't got it. They need to figure it out quickly. Chris Middleton ain't it either. He needs to be traded. So on and so forth. Get Grayson out of here as well. Another half of Bucks Twitter that's saying, hey, y'all, we are still like top 3 record-wise in the East. We've been doing this without our second best player, without Chris Middleton. There is a lot of positive things that we can take from this. Although they have lost the last couple of games, we knew it was going to be tough. We knew it was going to be tough. Don't panic. There's a lot of time left. I just want to state my personal opinion on all of this where we currently stand. I do agree. It's hard to really make sense of this team without seeing the team as a whole. We all know that Chris Middleton plays a big part on this team, a big role on this team. Joe Ingles came in. He's coming off an ACL injury. before he got the injury, you can go back and check the tech file tape. Look up whenever it was that he got injured and find the corresponding show that goes along with it. When we talked about Joe Ingles back then, I said, he's a guy who has looked a step slow this year, and now he tore his ACL. I don't know what that means for him going forward. We got him. It's hard to say. It's hard to say now if this is a continuation of the washness that I thought that I was seeing last year, or if it's just the guy who's working his way back from an ACL injury. And it's like, I can't tell. No one can really tell at this point. You just kind of got to let it play out. And that's not an answer most people probably want to hear, but that's just the case of it. Like, he's on a 1-year deal as it is. So if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. So he just has to have some time. I do think that the Bucks are going to have to make some type of move here, but I do want to also just say I'm not sure that Jay Crowder is the move. The Bucks have a lot of wings, a lot of guys that project to play 3-4, 3-4, 3-4, 3-4. What the Bucks really need is a 2. They need a guard. They need guards, period, honestly, if that's what we want to do here. But like, if there's a glaring weakness on the Bucks, it's really that shooting guard position. Overall, though, I'm not worried. I do think there are some red flags to look at here. I don't think that Chris Middleton will be the cure-all to everything going on with the Bucks right now. A lot of it has been effort-induced. A lot of it is just carelessness, a lot of turnovers, not playing with the right amount of energy. As Jason Kidd would say, effort and energy coming out the gates has been lacking. I don't know. It's some things to keep an eye on for sure. But I don't think that it's time to blow everything up at this point. Like, this is a team that has showed their championship core. This might be the last year we see this team as currently constructed all together. So I figured, like, let's let it ride. It's one more year. Let it ride out. Trade deadline. Horst is going to do something. Horst always does something. So I don't have any qualms about that. But at this point, I'm not looking for a Jay Crowder, Grayson Allen trade. That makes no sense to me. It would have to be a guard for me to really be interested. I see Cheesehead Fred Ho in the comments says, start the rookie Beauchamp. I'm on the Marjan bandwagon. You ain't got to say too much to me to say that. But starting Beauchamp, it's like, I think it's good for his development, for us to kind of just see what he can do in these situations. And it's like, you're not going to try to see what he can do in the playoffs for the first time. So yeah, let him get some regular season tick. Like, let's see what we got here, because I feel like he brings something to the team that we don't really have a lot of, which is a young athletic guard type. So yeah, I'm definitely here for Beauchamp love. But I just want to say that, like, I get the panic for sure. When you get smacked, like, you expect the team to have at least some type of effort. I get it. I acknowledge that. But let's give them a little bit more time. If you remember last year, the Celtics looked terrible before All-Star break, and then they finally figured it out and they got rolling heading into the playoffs. It's a long season. Like, everything is not blowing up right now in this moment. Like, let's just see.
I can understand some panic from a 3-game losing streak, though. Like,
I
can understand.
82.
I get it, and we only lost 11. So, like, I get it. I truly do, but I can understand where some people be like, and I think out of the last 6 or 8, we lost like 5 or some shit.
Since they started 9-0, they're 13-11.
So again, I can kind of see where some people be like, all right, we started hot, and now look like we're kind of like, technically we're kind of middling now. We almost got a 500 record. We've kind of regressed, and we haven't necessarily put the foot back there and then we lose 3 in a row. I can understand why people will kind of be like, again, Camille said red flags. It was like, okay, what do we need? And granted, we haven't had Chris. And then when we had Chris, he was working his way back. He didn't look good, so people.
And again, that's too. Like, that's why I said, like, Chris Middleton coming back is not going to be the cure-all. Like, it's not. Because, one, he's going to need his time to work himself back into game shape. Like, he came out great against the Lakers, which was like, oh man, like, look at Chris. He looked great, no rust. And then every other game after that was like, okay, no, he's working his way back in. Like, Middleton alone ain't gonna fix everything, but he's a big part of what they need. So like, for me, today is December 27th. Like, you don't want your team peaking in December. Like, you want them to be at their best in April, May, and June. Like, that's
No, come with the smoke. I tell you where I know you got something in the chamber.
He said you would pop. God damn.
But it's December. Like you don't want your team peaking in December. You want peaking at the end of the year. So like I'm not going to trip like with a swoon in December when you looked at the schedule and that was their hardest stretch. Like this was expected from the beginning, from the offseason, to be quite honest. And you hope that you had Middleton back by now so that the team was strengthened by the time that they got to their bad record. I mean, to their bad schedule. That hasn't happened really. So I don't know. I guess for me, it's like it's the regular season. Like they understand it's the regular season. They understand that it's a marathon, not a sprint. There are some concerning signs that I don't think that they've corrected from last year, which is part of the like you can't just say, oh, if we had Chris Middleton, we would have went to the finals. Like, yeah, that might be true, but like that also underscores that you're one injury away from not being a championship team. So like you do need to reinforce that a little bit. And like the concerning thing for me is that there seems to be a lack of athleticism on the roster. Like they have a bunch of old dudes that just still play and like they get by on like guile and grit and shit. But like when you have a young team like Houston or Memphis or the Celtics to an extent, like they can just run you out the gym because like they're running up and down. And if you noticed over the last couple weeks to a month, like even on makes, like teams are running up and down the court. Like they're pushing the pace. Like they've identified something in the Bucks. Part of it is like they don't want to face the Bucks set half court defense. So that makes sense that you would try to get shots before like they get a chance to get set. But also they know that like if they run on miss or made free throws or if they run on made shots, like there's a chance that there's something there that they're seeing on tape. Same thing with like Giannis getting stripped so much more this year than he has been previously. It's like these teams have tape on you. They know exactly what you're trying to do. So they're right there to stop it or they're right there to expose it. So like you do have to like have some type of like there needs to be some tactical flexibility. But like I do think that increasing their athleticism, but then also like making sure that you don't have host defense. Was that a real call for you? You covered something.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just saying Marjan.
Yeah, but also he's a rookie. Like he's gonna get picked on too. Like he's been cool. Good so far, but like you can't throw him out there against like KD and Jason Tatum. Like hopefully, eventually, yeah. But like this year, like that seems to be a recipe for disaster. So like I like bringing him along slowly, like for his development, his confidence, and work your way up to that. But like I don't think that that's the cure at this point.
Man, he could have played a little bit before things were out of control against the Celtics. Like y'all was throwing everything against the wall at that point. Like let's see, like 5 minutes in spot time, like in the third quarter and the second quarter, like that. Like see what he do. He's the only athletic wing guard we got. The only.
I love Connaughton's still athletic. But I get you. I hear you.
No reason for a good coach to tolerate bad habits on a deep team. The way to get through the grind of the regular season is only playing dudes who want to play hard, way too casual.
I understand that point, Titonia World, but I also understand the fact that this is a veteran team, and you're not going to get a veteran team playing hard 82 games of the regular season. It's just not going to happen. I do agree, like like I mentioned before, like the turnovers is some self-inflicted pain that the Bucks are causing themselves. Where it's like, dude, just take care of the ball a little bit better. Like,
we've been saying that for years.
Yeah, like just do a little bit more there, but you ain't gonna see them take every game of the 82 super serious. Like that's just not what older teams are gonna do.
Not since we started punting games and we was throwing the Nassas lineups in. No, you can't when your coach is punting games too. So it's kind of hard for some people are built that way though. Some people with the energy and the willpower and tenacity, like the Giannis's, they'll play hard every single game. Asking that for all 15 guys on your roster, that's kind of tough though. Everybody ain't built that way. Some cats like, bro, I'm tired of shit today. Fuck what y'all talking about. I'm gonna throw this 3 or 2.
Like it's a random Tuesday and we in Salt Lake City. Like, no, I don't feel like doing this tonight. No, I don't. I'm sorry. And that's just me talking in general, not about the Bucks, but just teams with this type of profile.
Maybe controversial. I like Javon Carter, but I think I would like him a lot more if it was like 15 minutes a game as opposed to the 20 to 25 that he's getting now. Like,
We gotta play George.
I think that I would play George at this point. Like,
Huh?
George Hill isn't individually, like, George Hill is not a better player than Javon Carter at this stage in their careers. But I think that the team plays better when George Hill is on the court. Like, they look better, they look more cohesive. Like, the defense kind of, like, he's a connector piece. Like, he's a piece that kind of, like, it's kind of like Ersan Ilyasova used to be, where it's like they're not doing anything individually, but, like, they make winning plays and, like, they keep the offense moving, they keep things going, and it doesn't just bog down into, like, isolation ball, which the Bucks are terrible at. Like, he helps them when he's on the court. And if you've noticed, like, since he's left the rotation, they've gotten blown out 3 out of 4 games or whatever it was. Like, I'm not saying that it's a 1-to-1 correlation, but, like, they've looked worse, which might be just Joe Ingles took his spot in the rotation and he's working his way back from injury. But I feel a lot better when George is on the court this year, at least, because it just seems like things make more, like, things move more smoothly when he's out there.
And I think that's a good point, E. And I think the George Hill we got last year with him being injured and just not looking right and playing bad, I think it has, I don't think tainted a lot of people's perception of him, where they view him only as what he was last year. But he's actually been all right this year. It's just that George Hill ain't going to be out here shooting the ball like crazy. Like, he's not that type of guy, but like you mentioned, he's a connector guy. And we can hit this last point and move on to the rest of our different 4 things. But Titonia World said that Giannis is sleepwalking too. He has not looked good the last couple games. He has not. I can definitely say that to you. Boston in particular just plays him so well. Like, they play him well. And in that game, from what I was able to see before it was time to open presents and whatnot, Giannis was just getting his mid-range jumpers off and getting his threes up.
It felt a lot like he would, because he got dunked on, and then, like, he came down, took 2 threes in a row, and I'm like, dude, you trying to go mano-a-mano and trying to show off your bag and shit. Like, just play your game. Like, that's what frustrates me. Is like, you want to give him a little bit of freedom because, like, he does everything on the court, and it's like you just kind of got to live with the bad shots at times. But it's like when he gets too into trying to be like a star wing as opposed to a star big, like, things don't go too well. So yeah. And, like, he started walking, like, he does walk around the court a lot more now, which is conserving his energy. But at the same time, it's like, if you're tired, just come out. Like,
right. Yeah.
You got your offense playing 4-on-5, and you already have a terrible half-court offense. Like, that don't help. And no, whatever.
Yeah, and he also called out on defense that he's not boxing out and whatnot. And yeah, that's something that we've seen a lot too. And it's not even just like, you see the ball up and you see them just all staring, looking at the ball, and it's like, put a body on somebody. Please. I've been yelling that for years, though. That's one of my put a body on somebody and box out. But that's my
put a body on him.
Just watch. Like, y'all been playing with Brook Lopez. What is it, 4 seasons now? 5? This is the 5th?
I think this is the 5th year.
He is the box out master. How have y'all not picked this up yet? Box out. Please.
He box out everybody for him.
Maybe that's what it is. They just so used to him getting everybody that they don't
do it themselves. Brook Lopez, though,
man.
Bro.
Brook Lopez out here
boxing out, tapping the damn ball and grab it, bro.
No, I'm fine with him. I'm fine with him boxing out because he take up 2-3. Speaking of 2-3 players, did y'all see that block that Alan Lazard threw on 3 different, like 3 players at once?
Problem, bro. It's like bowling pins.
And they counted 1, 2, 3.
My man's was gone, dog. Like, keep floating. Keep floating.
But no, that's all I wanted to call out for my NBA thing this week. Who's next?
I'll go next. One last thing on the Bucks is just like your point about Bucks Twitter is like, I don't even go on Twitter after Bucks losses because I already know like people gonna have agendas and just try to get their takes off, and I'm like, it makes it less enjoyable to be quite honest. Like, I don't even care if they've lost. It's the conversation that surrounds it.
Peace out, Titonia World. Appreciate you.
Jokic MVP case. That man is balling again.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of I don't like talking about MVP this early just because it's fucking December and we got a whole lot of season left to go. But I do think that it's interesting because, like, after Giannis won his back-to-back MVPs, I remember specifically it was Zach Lowe, and I feel like so many people within the NBA media just takes their cues from Zach Lowe. Like he leads the conversation and they just like follow him, like little, I don't know, like people that follow people. I don't have a good metaphor or simile, but like people seem to think that he's completely disqualified in the MVP conversation because he hasn't won a title or he hasn't gone far in the playoffs, which kind of like ignores context of the last 2 seasons that he's had, where their first season was ruined because his players got hurt, and then last year they were all out. So it's like, yes, he had a great regular season, which is why he won MVP, but then they didn't have playoff success because he didn't have enough help around him to do anything with it. That doesn't discredit what he's done, and it shouldn't disqualify him for what he's doing now. Like, his numbers are, like, I'm not going to say he's far ahead of the field, but he's separating himself at this point to a point where it's like, even if you want to knock him for lack of playoff success, like, it shouldn't be completely take him off the board, because it's like, put his numbers up against anybody, you can't do it. And they're number one in the West right now, or at least they were as recently as Sunday. He has a very strong. What'd you say?
Oh, Tim, I heard Tim talking, but he sounded like Mr. Roboto.
Oh, damn, they got me.
Oh, you good now?
Are you back
Got
now?
your boy.
But yeah, I think that Jokic should still get the love. Like, I don't think that it's a regular season award, so playoffs shouldn't even factor into it to begin with.
I mean, I
don't think
anybody listen to the show, they know as Bucks fans, we've been beating that drum. Like, it's a regular season award. Your playoff performance shouldn't have anything to do with it. And we thought that after Giannis finally got his finals MVP, like, hey, the argument y'all kept using, it's out the window. Put him back into consideration. But the problem is when you win 3 in a row, they start putting your name with the other guys who have won 3 straight in a row. And then the question becomes, well, should this new guy be with Larry and Wilt and Bill Russell? And it's like, pick who's the MVP of the season.
If he got it, he got it, bro.
Like, that's the same reason why, like, people were like, oh, Steph Curry didn't deserve a unanimous MVP. It's just like, just because the precedent was set with other people and it was unfair doesn't mean that you could keep using the same unfair precedent to apply to people going forward. Like, if there were people that should have been unanimous MVP before him, I think one hater kept Michael Jordan from being unanimous one year when it was clear he was MVP. Like, you shouldn't use that as a criteria. Like, oh, well, see, like, Michael Jordan didn't even have a unanimous MVP. Well, he should have, so that means that going forward, like, it should, you get what I'm saying? Like, it don't make sense to use like things that you know are flawed and then use that to prop up things going forward.
Didn't Allen Iverson come close to also getting no, it was Shaq. I think it was Shaq. Yes. Yeah. Shaq was also going to get a unanimous MVP, but someone voted for Allen Iverson. Shaq is still mad about that, by the way. He mentioned on his
to this day.
To this day.
Like, they can't be outruled. Like, bro was drunk that day. Like, clearly everybody agreed. Everybody agreed. Just that one. Yo, let this rock.
I do want to say though, when it comes to this season's MVP, right now the odds. Can you guess who's number one? Who has the best odds to win MVP right now in the NBA?
Tatum.
Jason Tatum right now is leading the charge, followed by Giannis and then Nikola Jokic. Luka and KD round out that top 5.
KD is coming on.
Yes, he is.
They show him back up. Him and Kyrie. Them niggas been balling.
He just focus on who?
Right. But it's kind of wild that something that just came to mind when you mentioned the top 3 for the MVP vote, because all I'm thinking of the entire time was voter fatigue when you was talking about Jokic. Same thing that they mentioned with Giannis. Same thing when they mentioned anybody who gets back-to-back. First thing that comes to mind is voter fatigue. Even though he may deserve it, we don't want to give it to him. Somebody else do. But now that we've mentioned the top 3, Jokic and Giannis are up there, but if Boston continues the way they are, they might. And Tatum continues to play the way he is. I believe he is playing at an MVP right now too.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I feel like they'll probably give it to Tatum to change the story up a little bit. And he's from Boston and give it back to the championship pedigree. Not saying that the narrative is that way, but I can see it going that way because he'll be a fresh body, fresh face, He won't be a 2-time back-to-back. He won't be a 3-time joint now. He'll be with Boston, who almost won it the year before. He's going into his superstardom, all of that shit. So I can see the engine and the machine getting behind Jason Tatum if Boston and he continues to play the way that they are. Not saying he don't deserve it, because that was my talking point. But Jason Tatum is fucking hooping. Like, dude is unbelievable. He want to catch you in the post, cool, he got you. He want to hit you with a fadeaway, cool, he got you. You want to pull up on 3 or randomly, cool, he got you. Oh, half court joint, don't even fucking worry about it. I'll just throw that bitch up there too. He getting the fouls and shit. He driving to the lane. Can't nobody stop this nigga. He is hoop. But then Jaylen Brown, he still had his spurts, but he's been more on than Norman. Than they got the defense. But Tatum has been the engine big time behind this squad, and I don't fuck with Boston like that. Jason Tatum has been unbelievable. Like, you talking about Jokic and shit like that. Like, Jokic putting up numbers, but the conversation makes sense for them three because them three have been unbelievable this season. And Tatum, like I said, because I can see him in first because he ain't got one.
And even outside of that, I mean, we saw, like you mentioned, we saw Tatum come on last year. And he mentioned something. He said, like, I know what it takes now. Like, I got a taste of the finals. I've been through a grueling playoff series. Like, I beat KD. I beat Giannis. Like, I'm understanding. I went up against Steph Curry and Clay and all them boys in the finals. Like, I see what it takes. And I understand that now. And he is definitely showing us what he has learned this season. And I think if y'all remember when they had that crossover Pro-Am game that got canceled, I said the biggest takeaway that I had was that Jason Tatum is ridiculous. Like, before they called it, I was like, this dude, he looks like he's just on a different level right now. And yeah, Tim, that man is hooping. That man is hooping.
To the playoffs, them Kobe tweets are going to be serious. Serious. He gonna hit you with a mamba. He lost his place. That man was vigilant with the motherfuckers last year. It didn't make no damn sense. It became a storyline. Well, he's playing like a motherfucker this year. Now I really do like. After you get past the point where you just hate being young and dumb is a thing. Young and dumb is truly a thing. Once you get past the point of hating on motherfucking shit like that, like, appreciate the game. Kind of like we talked about a while ago. Just, hey, I know I don't fuck with Kobe, but I respected him.
Appreciate
the game. LeBron, I was a fan. I'm all right on him now. Still love his game. But, like, you respect certain cats. Okay, he's another one.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm talking about Tim's favorite guy, LeBron James. No, just talking about how LeBron is having a LeBron season at the age of 37, 38. This whole month of December, he's been putting up 30-plus point games. The only thing that's really scaring me right now with him, especially now since AD is out, is the amount of minutes that he's playing. Like, he's playing like 44, 43, 42 minutes a night, damn near. So that's the only thing that's worrying me, that we're going to run him down before, like, if we have a shot at the playoffs, like him just being run down before we even have a chance to do anything. But look, LeBron going to be, 38 wins soon, right?
Friday.
Yeah, on Friday. So
he just scored 37 minutes the other day.
Yeah, he had 38. He played 35 minutes that game when he on Christmas, when he dropped 38. And he's averaging 27 points this season. 27, 8, and 6.
It's a casual 27, 8, and 6 too, where it's just
it is. Like, you really think about it, it's like, wait, he averaging 27 points? But yeah.
When you think of LeBron James, you think of his stats. Hey.
What?
You know what? Oh no, I was saying, you think LeBron James, you think of his stats. God damn it. Go ahead, bro. You got it.
All right. I was just gonna say, like, yeah, I appreciate like what LeBron the player is doing right now, but like I don't know if it's necessarily manipulation of the media, but like whoever is putting out the narrative that the Lakers are wasting the tail end of LeBron's career, Like, I think you at least need to mention that he's the one that pushed for the Russell Westbrook trade. Like, all these articles and all these talking points on like the morning shows coming out right now. It's like, bro, come on, like you got to take responsibility for that. Like, Rob Pelinka has not done a good job of building this team. Fair enough, but you pushed him into like putting all his chips on the table to get Russell Westbrook, and that's the biggest impetus between like you and a successful team at this point. Like, not blaming Russ, but like, that move was a failure. Like, regardless of like how well he's been playing recently, like that move is what kind of sunk y'all the last 2 years.
Allegation.
Like, they wouldn't have done that move. Like, they had a different move lined up. I'm not saying that Buddy Hield would have saved them, but
DeMar DeRozan might have.
Hearsay.
exactly. So it's you know, like I understand. Like, yes, it is the last couple great years that we're gonna get of LeBron, but like this is a bed of LeBron's own making, and like to not report, not to not bring that up anymore, kind of does a disservice to the truth. I guess like it's annoying to see that. Like, everybody like, man, you know, like people are blaming Pelinka, people are blaming Darvin Ham now, and it's like,
he rewriting history in front of
Yeah,
our
I ain't
eyes.
gonna stand for that shit. Y'all can't blame Darvin Ham.
Oh, they gonna blame Darvin by the end of the season. By the end of the season, his fault. Oh, we brought in a defensive coach. We ain't playing no defense.
But he only can do with what he got, with what he has. So I ain't trying to hear that shit.
and then on top of the Russ stuff, like all the free agents that they ever bring in are clutch clients. So again, this is
Like,
LeBron
getting
building
paid.
this team, whether he wants to take responsibility for it or not.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think that's the end of Camille's point.
Ken, you have anything else you wanted to add? If not, what's our next topic?
No, I'm good. We could talk about y'all boy James Harden.
Oh, boy.
Per ESPN, James Harden is seriously considering returning to Houston in free agency in July if he goes against the deal for the 76ers. How y'all feel about that?
Someone help me make this make sense.
He said he's a Sixer.
Huh?
I love it here. He said, I love it here. I'm a Sixer. What you talking
Of
about?
course he did. What else he gonna say to everybody else? But this doesn't
Yeah,
make any
it's
sense to me. Like, with what Houston has going on right now,
Ain't no way
how
about
does James
that.
Harden fit into that?
Ain't no way.
James Harden just misses shit in Houston. That's all that is.
Mm-hmm. The strip clubs, being the man in that town, being the man of that team, being the center point of all of the conversation, shit like that. Shit happens. Shit goes through him. He ain't got none of that in Philly. It goes through Doc. And then
And imagine if they get the number one pick in the draft.
you don't want to go back.
I'm just saying, as a front office, is Harden the vet that you want for your
No.
team of young, impressionable
No.
guys? Is that the vet that you
No.
want leading the charge here?
No, but if you
bro.
want to make the playoffs next year, that's the person you get with your young squad.
Is it? He ain't gonna help you
Not in
do
the
it,
West. In the West. Well, it depends because you got the number 2 pick in the draft. You got number 3, 2, and 5 on the same squad right now.
James Harden don't play in the playoffs well. We all know this.
They'll get you there.
I feel like James Harden saw what LeBron did, and he's like, "Oh, I can leave when shit get bad, go try to win somewhere else for a couple years, and then while they build back up, and then once they got a little team, I can come back and be like the vet to lead them to a championship." Like, I can see that being a thought process.
Go to Orlando.
The complicating factor in that being that Daryl Morey, got the whole band back together in Philly. It'd be kind of fucked up for him to leave that, but I would assume like he never wanted to actually leave Houston, the city. He just knew like the writing was on the wall.
I feel like he genuinely really wanted to play with KD and Kyrie and thought that they was gonna really do some shit. I do. I honestly feel like he was real. He bought in and said, you know what? Fuck it. Whatever I got to do to get there, ain't nobody stopping me, you, and Kyrie. Ain't nobody stopping us, bro. And for a while, the world who followed the NBA felt that way. But them niggas couldn't stay on the court. And when they was on the court, it was magic. It was like literally getting hit by 3 different motherfuckers. Like, oh, all right, KD hit a 3. All right, then Kyrie do a pull-up 2, a fadeaway, a falling ass 3. Like, and then James Harden turn around and throw a ball behind your head, and KD hit another 3 in the corner. Like, they were just fucking with you. But they didn't do it enough. They didn't have enough. And he probably felt like, you know what? I really tried. I really wanted this. The shit ain't working out. Maybe I'll go back home eventually. I really do feel like when he first got there that he truly he got fat for them. Come on, man. He got fat for them to stay out of shape. And then went over to the Nets and got back into shape-ish, but he older, so he couldn't get all the fat off. He tried.
Real quick, one person we forgot to mention the MVP conversation, Joel Embiid. That man has 36 going into the fourth, and they're trying to win their 9th straight game. So like he also needs to be mentioned in that.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely is playing well. Which, I could have kept reading a lot of names on that list that were like, yeah, he hooping. He just wasn't in that top 5 betting odds.
Yeah.
So if you do like Joel Embiid, go ahead and put your bet in now because you'll get some pretty good odds on it.
That's something you can bet on Prize Picks, or is it only daily?
No, Prize Picks is more or over and unders. You got to go to like FanDuel or a betting book, sports book.
You might want to cut the check. We can have an official betting apparatus for technical.
Our out-of-state better.
Yeah.
Tim.
It is my go. So the thing about this, but I thought about an idea to say. So we talked about the World Cup last week, right? Argentina won and stuff. They had a special guest on the field. Salt Bae came down there sprinkling shit on the trophy and shit, right? All well and good. Everybody like, oh, that's cool. How Salt Bae get on the field? Hey, how he get on the field? And then FIFA started wondering the same shit. People want to know who let this man on the field, because apparently he went in and said, I guess he was cool with the president. And they found out the president of I think FIFA or something, and then he was like, nah, he ain't cool with that. We don't know who let him in. So I didn't make it a blow the whistle because it led me to a question. What sporting event would you want to sneak into that you feel like, to this level, would be worth it enough for you to sneak into and be like, you know what? I know I ain't supposed to be here, but if you're going to let me here, this is where I'm going to be. He wanted to be at the fucking World Cup.
I'm not going to jail for nobody.
Where is he from?
I knew that would be an answer.
I'm not going to jail for nobody.
I think, but let's just say they give you 24 hours. You got to sit for 24. Where would you go?
If the Bears go to the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl,
are you gonna be on the field just like a security guard? I already know. Yo,
I'm in that bitch. Hey, they gonna think I'm Spice Adams in that bitch.
Spice Adams. I can see that. That's hilarious. Okay, I understand.
I'll be on the field whooping his ass.
Why you gotta fight? You're on the same team.
Hey man, that nigga stole my old swag. Fuck.
There can only be one.
Exactly. There can only be one.
Ain't enough room.
I said
similar to Camille, I don't want to be anywhere where I'm not wanted. So
yeah,
I hear you.
I ain't doing that.
But if I have permission to be at any sporting event, like I would want to be, like I would want to be on the court after Bucks won the title. Like
same.
Actually, not even on the court. I want to be in the locker room when they spraying champagne. That's what I want.
You want to get hit with the showers too? I hear you.
I ain't saying like that.
Wow.
Oh.
Hello.
That's you, my brother. You're all wrong on that one.
He want to be in the champagne room. I hear you, bro. I hear you.
They're over there trying to hug everybody and shit.
Let it rain.
Wait, Tim gonna be like,
Yeah.
in my mouth. Spray me, bro.
Scissor me, bro.
Yeah. I hear you. I hear you. Who the fuck let this guy in?
Who the fuck?
Funny. I hear you.
Yeah, no, it's got to be the Bucks championship for me. There's no only other. That's always going to be the most meaningful championship. Like, it was cool watching the Packers win the Super Bowl. I was geeked. I was happy. That's my team. Love the Packers. But I said it before, it's different when you see Milwaukee on something than seeing Green Bay. Like, I love Green Bay, love the Packers, but I'm from Milwaukee. So to see the Milwaukee Bucks win was a little bit different. And yeah, that's going to be mine. If the Brewers won, I was like, yay, cool, Brew Crew. But like, it ain't going to hit for me the same way that the Bucks winning does, because I don't watch baseball every single game.
Camille, question: Marquette winning a national title, or where would that rank?
Right under the Bucks.
Oh.
Over the Packers, because I've been able to see a Packers Super Bowl twice now in my lifetime, but I haven't been able to see Marquette win a national championship. I wasn't born yet. Similar to the Bucks, wasn't born yet.
But now if the Bucks have one, like, you still have Marquette under it.
I think if they had one, it would just become like the more recent title. Bucks is always going to be one there, but if it's been a while since like seeing the Packers win, but Marquette had just won, then Packers would probably go over Marquette.
No. I'm saying, like, now the Bucks have won, like, the next championship.
Oh no, because I want Giannis to get a couple. So
Okay.
it's
still gonna be a Bucks championship.
still the Bucks.
Gotcha. I just came across the wire this afternoon. Bethune-Cookman is hiring Ed Reed to be their next head football coach.
Hey, congratulations.
He's
Hey,
getting
Reed.
old.
I mean, to be fair, Ed Reed done looked 55 for the last 20 years, so
These are facts.
what do you do?
It's just different seeing guys who we watched play, and it's like now they coaches, now they're commentators, now their sons are playing. Now, you know,
Yeah,
like
I remember Ed Reed being a college football player, so now that he is a college football coach, that's kind of wild.
Cookman, man.
That was like the coldest HBCU school name to me. Like, I don't know anything about Bethune-Cookman, but like that was just a cold name to me.
Yeah.
I always like them. I feel southern and black. It should be interesting though. We'll see what kind of if he has the same, because Ed Reed is legit considered one of the best DBs in NFL history too. But not prime time, but he's up there. He is really up there.
He might be the prime time of safety.
I mean, Troy Polamalu might have an argument, a discussion with him.
Ooh, would you rather have
Troy might want to
have Ed? That's the question.
And they both played at the same time too.
I know. That's why it's either this
Polamalu.
or two.
Give me Ed Reed.
No, I would love to see what Ed Reed can pull over there.
Tim, who would you rather have? Pamela? I can't. Pamelamu.
Hamalama.
Potawatomi.
The man, Troy Potawatomi.
Onomatopoeia. But
Who would you rather have though? Would you rather have him or Ed Reed?
to be fair,
Crimes.
it depends on how I got my defense.
No, don't.
Oh man.
Just no. Don't even qualify it. Don't nothing. Just say either Reed, Palomalu. That's all you gotta say.
Wow.
First one that pop in your mind.
Ed. I gotta go with Ed.
Cam, would you pick Ed too?
No, Polamalu.
My instinct is also to go with Troy. I don't know. I'm gonna dig a little deeper. It could be nostalgia messing with me, but
Troy's instincts was ridiculous.
yeah, I feel it.
I did see a clip going around. I think it was from like when they were doing like they did roundtables for NFL 100. But like Bill Belichick was geeking the fuck out on an Ed Reed interception. Like Ed Reed apparently like he baited Peyton Manning, and like he knew Peyton Manning's tendencies, so he baited him by like doing the wrong thing first. So like Peyton would like commit to a thing, and then as soon as like he let the ball go, he just like broke straight for like where he knew the ball was about to go and picked it off. Bill Belichick was like, that was like the greatest interception I've ever seen in my life. When I talk to players, like I said, that's what you need to do. That like his voice changed. Like, you know, Bill Belichick is always like, yeah, well, you know, we got to do the football thing and blah, blah, blah. He was visibly excited. And like Ed Reed was sitting right in front of him, like he geeked the fuck out. So Like if somebody can do that to Bill Belichick, like that's some football genius on display.
It was a ball hawk for sure. He smack your ass. It was a ball hawk. You're fine. It's in his area, bro. It's a wrap. It is a wrap. He was returning punts. Yeah, this man running a 4-3, 4-4 at the safety. He was one of them first.
I'm gonna combine some NFL transactions and personnel news along with NBA injuries, just so we can clean up those sections here that we have. Let me start with injury. So in the NBA, Sacramento Kings star Domantas Sabonis has suffered a fractured ligament in his right thumb. He is going to attempt to play through the injury. Last I checked, he was listed as questionable tonight against Denver. I'm not sure what the updated status of him is right now, but he's going to try to play through it. And speaking of Denver, Jeff Green fractured his left hand and sprained a finger, so he is going to be reevaluated in a month. And let me just pause that and say, how the heck is Jeff Green still booming on cats like the way that he has been? Like, it's unbelievable. Like, he's still dunking on people.
He's out here whooping.
I don't go that far. But you do like
Is that his nickname? They call him Uncle. They gave him an old head nickname, Jeff Green. I forgot what squad they call him. Oh yeah,
Uncle Jeff.
Uncle Jeff.
And then go ahead.
Notice is out tonight.
Okay. And then in Portland, Justice Winslow is going to miss at least 2 weeks with a grade 2 ankle sprain. So that's the injury news that we have here. Some transaction and personnel news. NBA. The Hornets and restricted free agent forward Miles Bridges are gathering traction on talks to get a new deal done. The agreement can come in the very near future. If you have forgotten, Bridges was accused of assaulting his then girlfriend in front of their 2 children back in June of this year. He pleaded no contest to the felony charge in November, and he received a sentence of 3 years probation and no jail time. But his off-season domestic violence case does remain under investigation by the NBA itself. And it's unclear how long of a suspension that he is facing if and seemingly when he is signed by an NBA team.
Yeah, no suspension is too long in this case.
Yeah.
Although
And
like Trevor Bauer, he got his suspension reduced. I think he was suspended for 2 years and they dropped it down to 1. So I think he's eligible to come back this year.
Mm-hmm. And then NFL transaction personnel news: Jets wide receiver coach Miles Austin is being suspended for violating the league's gambling policy for at least a year, pending his appeal. And then the Packers and Elgton Jenkins agreed to a 4-year, $68 million contract extension. It's going to make him the second highest paid guard in the NFL. And it would also rank top 10 amongst left tackles in the NFL. I did see in his contract, he does have some bonuses for time spent playing that left tackle spot because of how much he does move around the offensive line. So shout out to him for getting his bag.
I know he had been struggling as he improved.
His position is
once they put him back at guard, he's been absolutely lights out. He's been who he was before the injury. Ken.
RIP East Bay catalog. I remember back in the day, y'all used to be geeked about going through the catalog, circling what I want. Like, oh, I'm gonna grab these, trying to put outfits together, all types of stuff, bro. I swear, dog. East Bay catalog was definitely the code.
Man, yeah, I used to get them catalogs and circle shoes. I knew my mom was never gonna buy me. It was just looking at these broke fantasies, me flipping through that East Bay catalog.
I would get 1 pair a year from East Bay. Like my grandmother will always give me a pair of shoes for Christmas. So like that November, December catalog will come out. I would just be like y'all say, be in there circling and be like, okay, I want these. And that'll be one gift for the year. But shout out to East Bay. Like they are closing at the end of this year. They were actually founded in Wausau, Wisconsin. For those that were unaware. And yeah, like just the end of an era. It's actually kind of it's kind of an accomplishment that they survived this far into the internet era. To be quite honest, like I think they were acquired by Champs at one point. But yeah, shout out to them. And that's a little bit of my childhood that's about to die. So that's us. But
I feel you.
yeah,
And I used to remember from basketball mainly, like AAU having to get the shoes, make sure, or try to get the shorts, shit like that, or whatever the case. But yeah, East Bay was fun. East Bay. I'm hurt. Our childhood is just leaving me, bro.
Yeah, our childhood is just now nostalgia. We are.
Oh, niggas always-
We're not props to the kids today. We are just like the 90s.
Hey, we
That's
like
what
early
we
aunt status out here. Uncle and aunties out here.
Yeah. Parents, aunties, uncles. I was telling your wife a couple years ago, it was some ad that came on, and she was like, "What does this ad even mean?" And I said, "We ain't tastemakers no more. We ain't supposed to know what this ad means. This ad ain't aimed at us.
So
It's
you-
aimed at Gen Z and those younger than us. That ad is not for us."
yeah, all them weird commercials that you don't get like that because it's for a younger generation.
All these songs, I'm like, who? I don't know who this is. Like, I'll be on shade room scrolling sometimes. I'm like, I don't know who these people are that y'all talking about. How are they famous? And when I ask the question, how are they famous? No, I'm getting old. I don't know.
I'm so sick of. I just had because of social media. I had to find out who Blueface and his girl is. I'm so
I
sick of them
refuse to learn.
motherfuckers already. And I just
Oh,
found out
so
who
you
the
never
fuck they
knew
were.
Blueface
I'm
was?
like, what's going on?
No, I know who Blueface was. That nigga don't rap on the beat at all.
That's a Tatiana beat, ain't it?
Yeah,
Oh, that's him.
yeah, that's him.
I didn't even know that was him.
Who was the girl? Who is
Krishan Rock.
who is she?
She used to be an athlete, college
Be a
athlete.
track star or
I
something.
believe
Right?
she's a rapper now. Or rapper or rocker. One of the two. She got a rock song out. It's weird. It's
She's a young lady that has clear mental or substance abuse issues. Like that's what I know.
She's a bit rough. She was also on some reality show. She was whooping girls' ass all up and down that shit.
I think they got a show together or something like that.
They've been on some dude's YouTube lately. But
Okay, well,
No, they don't like Zeus or something. Whatever the ratchet network
Tubi?
is, Zeus. Zeus.
no, Zeus is a thing.
Yeah. They on
It's
Zeus.
like on network.
Like it's like cringe worthy. Like watching, I'm like, what the like who? What?
Too old, bro.
No, bro.
not for us, fam.
Yeah, I was like, this some bullshit.
Look, just turn on Best Man.
What happened
find
to her
out
tooth? Her teeth.
if you're happy.
What happened to her tooth?
I don't know who this is. You asking questions I can't answer.
Hey, that was the first thing I said. What happened to her tooth? Hey, I don't know how to spell her name, so I could Google it.
Maybe somebody in the comments.
I don't think most of our audience. Who knows though?
Tip gotta know. Somebody else might.
I know who they are.
I know what I'm saying. Like you at least are aware.
I thought she just had a gap. I didn't know she had a missing tooth. I thought she had a gap.
Yeah, she got a whole missing tooth.
I don't know. Probably fighting.
That's what I'm saying, because they fight every 5 seconds.
No. Like when she was fighting the chicks. And I think it may have been on that reality show. It might have been.
Neither here or there. We just old. How about that? Moral of the story, we old.
Oh, what? Breaking news. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown each scored 30 points tonight for the 6th time this season. And for the second most by a duo before the new year in the last 50 years. Them niggas is hooping. Hooping. Don't make no damn sense. Fuck.
All right,
Oh, last
who is it? We have
Man,
one
hey.
more piece of business here.
I said I said I can't segue and I said fuck him. I guess. All right. RIP to Franco Harris and Ronnie. Franco Harris was a legend for the Steelers. Ronnie Hillman, I'm not too sure. I'm not even holding. But
Ronnie Hillman was a runner of the Broncos. He was 31 years old, passed away from rare, I think, liver cancer.
Liver
oh, I remember who you. Yeah. Oh, dang, that's sad. That really is sad. So, okay. No, but RIP and condolences to their family. No, it's always been sad, but I didn't know who it was, but like now it kind of registers. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, 31, fam. Cancer is
Mm-hmm.
Cancer's the worst, man. It's the worst.
Yeah, Franco
Resolution.
passed away a couple days. Franco passed away a couple days before the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception, which I think they celebrated on Sunday.
They did, and a lot of Steelers players came to the arena wearing his jersey, which I thought was pretty cool.
And they said that win was from him. That he was in the arena. That's why he ended up pulling that out.
Yeah, so that happened December 23rd, 1972. Which also, to give you an idea of how much they've stretched out the NFL schedule, that was the AFC divisional playoff game, and it happened before Christmas.
So the season was over by New Year.
Right.
Yeah, stretched it out a little bit, gave guys a little bit more chance to rest their bodies the bye weeks, and now we have an extra week too now. So
We got 3 extra weeks because they only played 14 games back then. So 4 extra weeks.
Oh, damn.
yeah, definitely sending out love to all of those who knew, loved, and were just inspired by both of those gentlemen. And there's no, like Tim said, going into it, there's no way to really segue out of something like that. So I will just use this time as we wrap up the show and we head into 2023. Yeah, be safe, y'all. Be well, be healthy. Spend time with your loved ones. Tell people that you care about them. Be nice, be kind. Holiday seasons are hard for a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. You never know what somebody is going through, and you're supposed to be all jolly and merry, but sometimes people ain't got it in them. So just show some kindness and love to people as you see them, as you interact with them, and take care of yourselves.
Real quick exercise before we get off. Do you guys have any New Year's resolutions or any things that you want to take into 2023?
That's
Some advice that you want to give for the audience? Just one thing to take for takeaway, either looking backwards at 22 or looking forward to 23.
It's something I was actually thinking about today because 2022, I took a huge step back from social media, like just my presence in social media. But I said going into 2023 that I would increase it again. So I've been slowly trying to think of ways to just kind of reincorporate myself back into the social media, just actively. Just because I know a lot of the family and people and friends that I've had for a while, the only way that a lot of us kind of keep in touch or keep up with each other is through that method. Maybe really removing myself almost completely from it. Like I really didn't update no pictures this year. I really didn't do much in social media. It kind of took away from those who I want to allow in. Took away from that a little bit. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll comment a little bit more. I'll like a little bit more. I'll just interact a little bit more. Not necessarily saying I'm going to be out here every day, but just be a little bit more active and a little bit more visible for people who actually do care and want to see how I'm doing without actually having to reach out. Because like you, my friend, on social media for the most part is because I'm cool with allowing you to see. So why not?
Respect that.
I guess I'll go next. Mine was similar to social media, where it's more intentional. Be more of a social media is what you make of it, and I found that it, especially recently, like I'm just annoyed by a lot of things that I see, and it's like that just means that I need to, curate my list a little bit more, make sure that I'm following the right people, make sure that I'm still friends with the right people, so that I'm seeing only the things that I want to see, or like, the interactions that I want to see, because it can be a lot of negativity, and you allow that stuff, like you just scroll through it and kind of allow it in. So like if it's too much negativity, like block it. If it's too much, mess, again, block it. Just block out the negativity, embrace positivity. Good vibes only. 2023.
2022 was hard, especially towards the end of the year. It was a hard year.
Rough year.
I would say going into 2023, I have a renewed emphasis on what is important. The understanding, we make jokes a lot about how we're getting older and it's weird. Like we're old, we ain't the tastemakers no more, so on and so forth. But the thing about getting older that I never considered really too much before I got older was that not only am I getting older, but my parents are getting older, my uncles are getting older, like the people who raised me are getting older. And as you move out of the house of the people who raised you, you don't tend to see them as much, spend as much time with them because you have your own life, your own family, things that you're doing. So for me, 2023 is about being intentional about the time I spend with people that I love.
That's dope. Yeah. Mine will be health, mental health, and physical health. Sometimes your boy just be doing too much with work and, you know, balancing family. I just want to do better with balancing everything, but not feeling like I gotta be in everything. Feel like I'm like in the middle and I'm just getting. So dealing with mental health and physical health. Y'all know I got diabetes. I had it for a few years. It took me this year to get my diabetes like together. So going forward, continue to get that stuff and I can get rid of it. I got type 2, so you know you can kind of get rid of it when you regulate it right. So that's my goal within the next 2 years to be completely done with that. So
yeah. Rooting for you.
What did you say?
Yeah, fuck
He's
you,
not rooting for you.
Talking about niggas fat. No, he always talking about I'm fat every other week.
I ain't called you fat in a long time. What you talking about? It's been a while.
Last
You
week.
gonna lie-
nigga,
you
that wasn't no long time.
You gonna lie on Beyonce internet like that?
I ain't called this nigga fat last
That's
week.
why he ain't said it in a long time. You probably
I
was gonna
ain't
say it
said it
before
in
we
a
did
while.
it tonight, nigga.
I ain't call you fat today. Not today.
Yeah,
No, yeah.
that will be all. There
I
you
feel
have
like-
it.
I feel it. I wish for all of us, for the 2023 things that we have planned and we're trying to bring into fruition for them to come to pass. And for all those who are listening, hearing my voice, I hope as well that your 2023 is everything that you want it to be, everything that you need it to be, to become the next level of yourself that you need to get to. Keep leveling up, everybody. We're going to get out of here. If you want to follow me on social media, you can catch me
Wait a minute.
on Twitter, Instagram, Apple Music, and these PSN 2K streets. Although I do want to just say, if you add me on PSN, just at least send a message and be like, hey, yo, like, I'm so-and-so, or to the podcast, and I'm sending you an invite. Otherwise, I'm like, I don't know who you are. So just say something. But yeah, my @ on all 4 of those platforms is @ Camille Monet, CAMILLEMONAE.
I'm gonna keep saying it
Do it for the one.
until she starts incorporating it on her own. But you can also find her on Locked On Bucks, co-host,
Hey,
Weekly. Celebrate.
For sure, for sure.
Oh, Serial Sensei dropped in for the last time in 2022.
Hey, what's up, Serial Sensei?
What's going on, brother?
Appreciate you, man.
But I am on Twitter only at Bucksburner.
That's all you get.
That's all they get. They ain't getting the championship and all that treatment until they get their collective heads out their asses.
Everyday_gentleman on Instagram. K Harris216 on Twitter and Snapchat.
And it's your boy, TIMKINZ, the number 3, aka Ass Ketchum, aka Mr. Give It To Me. I miss y'all, bro. I can't wait to see y'all next year.
Yeah, bro. Bye.
Yeah.